So my wife's been asking me nicely to build her a shoe rack for the closet. I just happened to come across a bunch of melamine at Home Depot that was in the 70% off bin because the edges were chipped off. I don't need the edges. I could just cut those off. I only need small strips of it. So I think it's about time I build her a shoe rack. Before I say something to get in trouble, let's get to building.
Okay, so the first thing I did was rip down all my shelves. The shoe rack's going to have 3 levels, but I'm going to leave enough space underneath that you can also use it to store shoes. Each shelf's going to be 85.5 inches long and then 12 inches deep. So this thing's going to be massive. And no, that is not a track saw I'm using. This is a low budget channel. This is a Bora straight edge system that you can use with any circular saw, and it costs a fraction of the price. No, they are not sponsoring this video, but I will leave a affiliate link in the description for anybody that's interested. Okay, after I got all my pieces cut, I just went ahead and put some edge banding on all the cut edges. I got the edge banding off of Amazon, and I just used a regular old household iron that I have dedicated just for edge banding. I just used a few pieces of masking tape, and as I got to each one, I just pulled off the masking tape and ironed it down. One thing is, don't go too cheap on the edge banding. I'll put a link down in the descriptions if you guys want to use what I used, because I had to get it twice. The first one I got was so cheap, it was like paper, and it just tore very easily. After that, I just used this little tool I got to cut the edge banding flush with the edge, and that was it. Okay, so now it's time for assembly. Off camera, I edge banded all my pieces, and I forgot to record it, but I put pocket holes in everything. I don't know if you can see it on the ones that are sitting on the table. I'm assembling the shoe rack upside down, so you're looking at the back of it. That's why you don't see any edge banding. And what I'm doing right now is installing the side pieces. Those are 20 inches tall by the same 12 inches deep. You can get a better view on this side. I'm using 3 pocket hole screws to secure that side to the top. Now I'm finding the center so I can install the center support piece, and I'm also going to use 3 pocket hole screws to secure the center support piece to the top. Now I'm using a speed square to make sure the center support stays 90 degrees square to the top. I chose to do 3 pocket holes just for extra support because this is basically just particle board with a white laminate over top of it. So I'm installing the first shelf here, and as I said before, those middle supports are 6 inches. So I made some 6-inch spacers to put on each side to keep everything level. Now, rather than using pocket hole screws for this part, because you're not going to see these screws, I just screwed right through it. I was able to use longer screws, and I feel like it's a stronger connection. I also chose strength over pocket holes for the side, and I just screwed right through the side pieces. You can buy, they have these little round stickers, they have like little screw caps, all kinds of stuff that you could buy to put in the melamine and hide these screws. Then I just rinsed and repeated the whole process again with each level. Try to be conscious of where you're putting the screws when you screw into the bottom of the middle support, because then when you go to put the pocket holes in, they may be right where you put a screw, which is what happened to me, and that's why I had to flip this, and I have the pocket holes on the other side now. I wish I would have been more conscious of where I was putting the pocket holes, because when you look at it, I'll show you later when it's all done, when you look at it, you can see the pocket holes. I actually cut this one too long, and I had to take it over to the miter saw and trim it up. Okay, so I'm pretty much done. I made this middle one, I said it before, but I made this middle brace 6.5 inches to make up for the carpet. I know when it's sitting on carpet, you're going to lose a little bit. The couple things that I learned from working with this melamine are the pros. You don't have to paint it. You don't have to sand it. It cleans up very easily. You can just wipe it down. The cons are it's very slippery. It chips when you cut it, so you need to cut it like I did on this foam mat. And then on the other side, you need to put some masking tape. It does not glue very well to the laminate side of itself. Last but not least, it's heavy. So here it is in place. My wife didn't give me a chance to get a video before she filled it up. So here's a photo at least. Okay, here it is with some shoes on it. You can see I got my old man shoes, as my daughter calls them, on my side. And my wife has already filled her side up, so I'm sure I'm going to lose some of my side. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Until next time, get to building.